Okay guys, so we're going to try out the SilverFire now that I've learned a little bit more about it. First off, it's a top load, bottom draft, let's see, top load updraft, 2-load, which means that you're going to load it from the top, but the draft, the air that the fire requires, is coming in from the bottom. The other thing I made a mistake on last time was starting the fan before the fire was going. So what you want to do is you want to start, since it's a bottom feed, you want to start with the bigger pieces of wood. So we're going to throw those in. You want to put them in kind of a circular area here to get a more even burn. And we don't need a lot since we're just doing steaks and some asparagus. We're going to throw some in there though. It doesn't matter, I've got plenty of this wood. Throw that in like that, okay? Then we're going to start go down to our smaller stuff and toss that in there. Now the key is to get the fire going prior to turning on the fan. Break a few of these, make them a little quicker to catch, although I don't think there'll be a problem. Just like so. The dogs are inside freaking out because they want to be out here playing and bugging me and irritating me. Alright, so we got our wood in. Now I'm going to use my old trusty alcohol and dryer lint. This just never fails me. So, yeah, it doesn't have the greatest smell when you first start it, but it works very well. So get that in there. Just like so. Then, I'll worry about the lid later. Get her started. Take that off for a second. First shot. Well, actually second shot. Alright, so we're going to let that get started. And then, once it's going, we'll be right back. Okay. It appears as though we got a good established fire, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the internal fan. Now, as a reminder, wow, you really see that kicks things up a notch. I've got it on the ignition stage right now, and wow, that kicks it up. And that's going to get the bigger pieces of wood really started. Once they're established, you're going to knock it down to normal. You've got a charcoal burning setting, which if you do that, that's like a huge rush of air going through it, which is going to throw you some serious flames. If you want a serious, like fast boil of a lot of water, then that might work for you. That's also the setting that you use to reignite a fire that has gone out and there's just like embers down in there. But for what we need, we just need a quick hot fire. So we're going to leave it on that for a second, let that get going, and I'm going to grab my griddle, which I actually have the wrong one, but this one will work just fine for now. I'm going to set that right on there and let that start to get hot. And here's the beauty of this one. The fact that you can put a griddle on there like this, and you don't have to have an air gap like you would on, say, the Hunter, or I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact name on the other model that the food's sitting on, but this is rocking. So now we're going to drop it down to the normal. Now we're just going to let it sit, let my griddle get nice and hot, because I like to throw a steak on. By the way, these steaks, I've got a T-bone here and a porterhouse there. They're 50% off. I think this one was $2.50 and that one was like about the same cost. It's the only reason we're doing them. When you can find those kind of deals, it means the steaks are on the downside. They're getting ready to go sickly, if you will. But if you're going to plan on cooking them that night, it's a great deal to grab it at that point. So now we're going to just let her go. I'll bring you guys back here in just a few. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the food on here in just a second, but I wanted to show you something. This has only been on, I literally turned the camera off less than maybe a minute ago. And check this out. That thing is hot. Let's see what the fire looks like underneath. Pull this off. Oh yeah, that's burning nice. Let me show you here. Actually, let's see if you can see. Alright, so I'm going to try and show you. It's burning nice in there. Now, if I was to kick this up, see how that fire starts really building up? Starts really kicking ass. That's not necessarily what we want for this. So we're going to drop it back down to the general running stage. And that is, that's called the normal combustion. Your normal combustion, what you're typically going to want to cook with. Put that back on, as if I need to let it heat back up. But I'm gonna let that get going a little bit longer. I'm gonna let it just kind of cook down a little bit because I don't want to get it done too early. Mama's not home yet, so we'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to show what I did here. It's still real early. This fire just got going way faster than I expected it would, and we're ready to cook a lot sooner than I expected we were. So I shut the fan off. I'm just gonna let the fire sit in there and burn a little while. If it starts going to embers, I'll be able to bring it right back up with a fan. But we're going to let it sit, just kind of burn for a bit. And once it gets closer to the time when Mama's going to be getting home, we'll kick it back up. Get that skillet nice and toasty. And get them steaks on the grill. We'll be back. Okay, so this is set for quite a while. And it's basically going out. That's why you see all the smoke, because it's just the wood is basically just turning into charcoal. And I've never tried this, so we're going to experience this together. Let's bring this over, give you a look at what's going on the inside. Not a whole lot of anything. I'm going to turn this to ignition, or actually charcoal. Okay, sorry about that. My camera's dying a slow death. The battery doesn't even want to stay on. I haven't tried anything yet, so you can still see there's virtually nothing in there. So I was told to turn this to charcoal burn, and then let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens. Wait for it. Make sure I'm not heating on my camera too much. Sorry, I don't want to melt my camera in the process. It ain't much of a camera, but it's something. You can see the embers starting to really catch on. I think we're going to have ourselves a fire here in a second. I'm not going to add any more wood because we have plenty in there. As Todd, the designer of this stove, told me that this will burn down to where it's just dust in the bottom. There's virtually nothing left. But, ooh, Jesus. That's already hot as hell right there. We'll go ahead and set this back over on the table. Leave it on there like that until we get some flamage. Alright. I'm not shutting it off. I'm going to make for a little bit of a longer video, but it's to make sure that we get the point across to the quality and importance of this. And I know you're sitting there bitching at me going, it's electric. Well, you can hook it to a car battery. And it'll work just as well. Once this thing is caught back on, you won't have any of this smoke. I'll have to put something over it to catch fire for you to believe me that it's still running. I'll tell you what, these SilverFires, blow away StoveTechs. And you've heard me in the past talk up StoveTech so much because they were top of the line while Todd was with them, and then they wouldn't let him pursue these better designs. They weren't, in my opinion, can't go any further than that, very ethical, and Todd decided to move on and do his own thing. And what he did was create a much better product, a much lighter weight product. When you compare the stove that's underneath the steaks to the StoveTech, it's literally half the weight. It looks a lot better. I mean, who doesn't love stainless steel? And it works a lot better. So you can't fight that. This is all coals in there now. I mean, red hot glowing coals. So I'm going to go ahead and throw cast iron on there, I think. Check the time. We're waiting for Mama to get home. I don't want to get it. Yeah, should be about good to toss that on. Let that start to get hot again. There we go. Oh, what just happened there? That's what just happened there. Check that out. Now that it's up and going, we're going to drop it down to normal level, or normal combustion. I'll let that keep going. Put that back on. Let that bad boy get heated up. All right, you saw it happen. Brought it back to life. That is one amazing stove. We'll be back here in a few after that heats up and I throw the steaks on. Okay, let's get her going. This thing is hot. Yeah, baby. All right, let's get these steaks on there. I like to put them seasoned side down. Basically, they're just seasoned with ramrod seasoning. Let those cook for very, very briefly. We like our meat very rare. It is much better that way. All right, so bring it back in a few. Does that not look good or what? Alright, well, steaks are done. Let's pull them off and then we'll get the asparagus going. Now, I cannot express this enough. Do not cut into your steak as soon as you pull it off the grill. Let it rest. That's why people are so afraid of rare steaks, because they get them, they slice them open, the blood goes everywhere. The blood is a flavor. Let that sit in there. Let it distribute throughout the meat. Trust me, you will get such a much better piece of meat that way. Alright, so since it's just me and Mama, I'm only going to go, let's see, probably 4 each. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a little balsamic vinegar here, a little bit of olive oil with some garlic salt mixed in. So we're going to toss these on. Then we're going to brush them. Mix that up a bit. This makes for a really nice grill. There is nothing in the world better than a grilled asparagus. What it does is it draws all the sugars out of it and basically caramelizes the outside. You will not find a better asparagus than one that's been caramelized over a grill. And it does not take that long. So those are rocking. I'm going to let them go for a few minutes on each side. I'm going to take the steaks in to get them out of doggy reach. And let those rest until this is done, and we'll be back. Oh, baby. Okay, our asparagus looks to be about done. Go ahead and pull it off, and then let's take a peek at the fire. I have not added any more wood than you guys saw me do. Set that off to the side here. Get some glovage. And just set that right there. Alright, now check this out. Ooh, you cannot even hold your hand over that. That's how hot that is. That's crazy. So check this out. That's what we're looking at. Now if we wanted to stoke that up, we'd crank that over that way. And look at that. How crazy is that? But we're done cooking. We're gonna go eat. And there we go. Final product. The SilverFire Super Dragon. That thing rocks. Go to lowbuckprepper.com. You'll see the link to it right there. You'll not find a better product than the SilverFire stoves. Yes, Mama had to get her pickled jalapenos and carrots in there. We're gonna chow now. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one.